Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to ARK Survival Ascended, and today I'm finally going to go ahead and get myself a Malwyn. After a lot of grinding, I finally was able to go ahead and get a Bloodforge out of a Large Gamma Defense Outpost, and it's sitting up here in my structures bin. I think it probably took me at least 30 outposts in order to find this thing, probably in close to 40. But here it is, one singular Bloodforge, and I know exactly where I want to go ahead and put this thing. And I already have a Volpite, so let me actually go ahead and grab that. Should be, there we go. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and put this thing down right over here. Is it going to be able to fit if I angle it that way? No, it's going to stick outside. Alright, I'll just have it going sideways then. Alright, there we go. Here, that should look nice. So, unfortunately, I can't go ahead and power it through tech power, so I will need to go ahead and power it through element, and I think you have to go ahead and use, red element. Let me just check that, actually. Can I power with normal element? I cannot, so I will need to get some red element, which I have a bunch all the way over in my fabricator, so I'll just pull for some of that. There we go. I'll pull for, let's go 10. And I should be able to just turn on, I think. And let's see, reinforce item. I think that's what I need to do. Do I need, I can't exactly remember what you need to do this. Is it blood that you need? Do I need to just use some blood, or I thought it was element, but pull some blood, and it's not letting me reinforce it or repair it, so... Huh. Oh, there we go. We need 1,000, shards. So I'll just go ahead and... I guess that means I need to make 10, things of shards, don't I? Yeah, so I'll just pull one more. Alright, and... there we go. So, yeah, this thing, from what I understand, goes ahead and has the ability to reinforce items, and I think that makes them corrupted items. So I actually want to go ahead and take this glide suit that I got from an outpost and see what it would take. That's to repair it, but can I reinforce it? I probably have to fully repair it first. While I wait for that to break down the element into the shards, I'll go ahead and I'll just repair it in my repair anvil over here. Quickly go ahead and do that faster that way, and I need to grab some water before I start passing out from dehydration. But yeah, let's see what this will take. I actually don't know if I can even reinforce glide suit. Maybe I can't. It looks like I can, though. What if I do that? So, okay, we're reinforcing it. Does that just increase the durability, or does that actually make it cursed? Okay, it does take some time. It looks like these things are powered for 4 hours off of one thing of red element, though. Actually, okay, no, it just reinforces it. It doesn't actually make it cursed. Can you reinforce it further? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, alright. Oh, well, either way, that's still really nice considering it's a glide suit, and then I'll need to quickly just pull for another one of these to go ahead and get me to go ahead and re-roll the Volpite and turn it into a, what is it, a corrupted Volpite, that's right. So we'll go ahead and do that, and I do want to play around a little bit more with this thing, especially now that I have the ability to make red element shards. I want to be able to use that for re-rolling some items in the warbench, because I want to actually test out, because I don't actually know. Actually here, can I do it with the shovel? No, I can't. I'm guessing that's because it's a shovel, though. It probably actually has to be a quality item, and... okay, that's not that bad. Let me just grab something really cheap. I'm sure I have something in here I could do. Here, I'll just use this bow for now, and let's see. What will it take? 50 shards, some wood, and some fiber. Let's grab that. Here. I just want to test this out to make sure that... because I kind of realized that this thing probably doesn't do what I thought it did with the reroll. So just want to go ahead and check that out really quick just to make sure. I think this should be enough, and then I'll have to come over here and grab the shards, but Got the Volpite, right? Yep, there it is. Corrupted Volpite. I have the Malwyn. I will be turning into a Malwyn right down there. Let's see. So, reroll, and should be able to do this, and it should just be a normal basic bow. Right? Yes, okay. It just rerolls the stats of the weapon, not what the weapon actually is. So, yeah, that was kind of a waste of my resources, but it's whatever. That's why I used a really cheap one and not a super good one. But yeah, here's the Malwyn. These are the stats I'm actually working with for the mutation process, so they're pretty good. And we're just going to go ahead and give him the Volpite. And, oh, right, forgot. I have to go ahead and put him on companion mode so we can go ahead and get all the XP. Fortunately, I've learned that with my cryo mod, I can actually go ahead and just use the terminals. This is the wrong one. You go over to this one, and I can quickly go ahead and just do this, and it should go ahead and max out his adventure buff wherever he is. Where'd he go? Oh, here he is. So let's just take a look, and yeah, look at that, already completely done, and his XP, yeah, almost completely full. We're only missing a single level, so let's just bring him outside really quick. Here, I'm gonna have to open it that way and pull him out here, so it'll be a little bit easier. Okay, he might be a little bit too dumb to go ahead and do this, but that's fine, because I do need to come back in here anyway, because I totally forgot the saddle. I did end up getting a good Malwyn saddle blueprint. It's only 72.8 armor, but I can try to fix that. But I already have a couple. I'm going to take the second best one, which I guess is the worst of the two pre-builds I have, just because I don't want to go ahead and lose the best one, because I have a few ideas on what I want to use this thing for. And to test it out, to go ahead and learn what they do, because I'm hoping to actually use these guys against the Lost King, in addition to using Asidons, or Ocidons. Apparently I've been pronouncing that wrong this entire time, and still not used to it, but I'll try to go ahead and pronounce it properly from now on. So we'll just pull him out here, because he doesn't want to go ahead and cooperate. Completely forgot about the Volpite. So there we go. Corrupted Volpite, and should be able to just feed it to him, and there we go. We have a Malwyn now. And that actually looks really good. Let's see. Stat-wise, immediately 10,000 health and absolutely insane amount of melee damage. This, of course, does include the imprint, so I'm actually not sure what I want for his experience. And it does look like it gets rid of all the experience afterwards, so we might have to actually go ahead and level this guy. It's going to be a little bit difficult because I don't know how much health I want to get, so yeah, I'll have to do a little bit of research. Let's go ahead and take this thing out. So, just want to test the raw damage. If I can get up there. There we go. Okay, so that is an insane amount of damage. I gotta be honest. I understand why these things are kind of locked behind the Bloodforge. That is a lot of damage for such a small creature to have. I mean, I have the wiki up over here, and it says that their base damage is 60, and we have an alpha Sidon over there, and I want to go ahead and test that out. Because from what I understand, while the Soulwyn is all about buffing itself, the Malwyn is about applying debuffs to your enemies. And just like the Soulwyn, you can use weapons on the back of them, so I'm thinking that I want to go ahead and try and do a beta defense outpost. I think I actually have a small one right over there that I can go ahead and do, because I think that they'll be really good for helping to weaken down the bosses. And I'm honestly thinking that once I get these things mutated, I might actually just have a bunch of them for raiding outposts instead of the bison. I'll still go ahead and mutate the bison just for the fun of it. Why am I looking in this bin? This is not the right bin I need to be looking in. But I do want to go ahead and test out to see how Malwyns will work, though. They are going to be pretty expensive to get a hold of a bunch of them, and apparently I got flung over here. But we're going to bring my Ocidons that I've gone ahead and bred up to go take on this outpost. Let's just hop down here, get onto the Malwyn. Where is he, by the way? Oh, here he is. Oh, are you following me? Yeah, that's my bad. Alright, so just hop up, and this little effect, the lost bioengineering, is simply that thralls have a lower aggro range. They don't notice you nearly as much. Alright, and we can afford to get a little bit closer. But I want to go ahead and try out taking on this Ocedon, Alpha Ocedon, but I don't want to do it with just the Malwyn, so I'm going to bring out my little group of Ocedons I've been using to help raid the outposts. And I don't know exactly if you can get the Bloodforge out of any of the attack outposts, as I've only gotten it from a Gamma Large Defense. I'm assuming you can get them from any defense that's higher than that, so any Beta and any Alpha, and maybe any Gamma. I'm not exactly sure, but all I know for now is you can definitely get it from Gamma Large. So I need to cycle through our skills. This one should apply a debuff to the damage. So I should be able to go ahead and start applying the stacks to him. And I'm just going to go ahead and send my Ocedons after him. And we're just going to keep going ahead and applying the stacks. Not exactly sure how I do that, though. Let's see. I can't tell if it's based off line of sight, or what. Oh, well, he's already dead, apparently. That was anticlimactic. I probably should have figured out how to go ahead and use this thing first. We'll just go ahead and pick them up. Though I guess the outpost is right here, so maybe I should leave them out. Do I have enough room, or is this a no-to-play zone? Ah, it looks like we're good. Alright, so where's the bag? I guess one of them probably picked it up. I want to get that skull if I can. You harvested the body. You're the one with all the... Yeah, there we go. And I will take that pickaxe to put into a warbench. There we go. More Alpha Ocedon skulls. I've been getting a lot of these. Apparently, right here where I live is actually a really good spot to find these things. I'd say about once a week, one will just spawn right over here. Just for safety. This is the map location. Just to be safe, if anyone wants to know. Because I know that they're really rare, and honestly, I don't think I've actually seen one outside of right here. And outside of them, resource caches. But let's just leave these two here. I need to find the other two. I should probably make sure that they're actually May boosted. Not that they'll really need it. Yeah, they are. So I'll go ahead and put them into position, then let's go actually figure out how to go ahead and apply all of our debuffs to creatures before we actually start this outpost. Let's see, I do have the right one active, right? Does it tell me? Yes, this is vulnerability. That's the one that I am looking for, so go ahead and drop these guys off. We'll just head over here, and this is supposed to lock what target I'm using. So I should be able to just use the ability. And how exactly does this work? Do I need to keep it on? Yeah. Okay, so this aims. And there, does he have the maximum stacks, or... I'm guessing he does, so... That should make him take 10% increased damage at all 20. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like I'm able to go ahead and, doesn't look like I can really use weapons at the same time. Oh, I can. Oh, that's incredibly useful. Okay, but if you get a creature to at least 15 stacks... So let's simply go up to 15. There we go. We simply go ahead and we can do a special attack. So simply just aim, simply use your mark, quarry, turn on whatever ability you are trying to use. So this one, sorry, cycle too far. This one will go ahead and reduces the healing the target receives, and any attacks used on the target by Malwyns will heal them. And then this one goes ahead and just makes them take extra damage. And regardless, depending on which one you are using, if you simply hit the teleport option once they hit 15 stacks, you teleport them and do a ton of damage. That has a base damage of 100, by the way, according to the wiki. So yeah, these things are pretty powerful, I gotta be honest. Despite their relatively small size, these things are by far one of the most powerful creatures in the game. And honestly, despite them locking this thing behind a really annoying way to get it, by locking it behind the Bloodforge, which I do kind of understand now, given how powerful this thing is, this thing may actually be one of my favorite creatures in the DLC. So let's go ahead and actually test to see how good this thing will work against a beta defense outpost. So what we're going to do is we're simply going to have to turn everyone on aggressive here. This is how I've been doing these outposts for now. So everyone's on aggressive. I'm going to turn on the name tags now that I'm not next to my base. And we're going to activate. And I need to make sure you need to be on passive. There we go. So if they're coming from this side, we're going to simply just drop down a tower here and over to the other side. Just hop over here. Just put down some generators, and honestly, I'm not really scared of this thing up until round 3, because that's when the special revenants can start spawning, and if they summon a Bronto, then I actually have to do something. But up until then, I can really rely on the Ostlons to do 90% of the work here. So honestly, now that I have a Malwyn, the damage I'm actually doing makes me kind of actually valuable to actually attempt to damage things. And look at that, the tower's already broken. Yeah, this is pretty much how I've been going ahead and doing small outposts, and honestly even large outposts, just leaving the Ostlons on aggressive. They pretty much can mop up everything that they send at us. This one's actually going a lot worse than normal. I think I normally go ahead and leave Bison out on betas though, so that might be why. And then, really, honestly, the only difficult part is simply just having to micromanage a bunch of creatures running around on aggressive, because that can be really difficult, but honestly, it gets the job done, and were it not for the issue of micromanaging, honestly, these things wouldn't really be that difficult, but the micromanaging does get pretty difficult. Can I access his inventory, please? Thank you. Yeah, we're only 8 levels. I'll need to go ahead and get him a bunch of experience so we can go ahead and pump a bunch of levels into health. I'm thinking I honestly might mostly do health, because I'm mostly going to be trying to just apply the status effects and not actually be taking part in too much of the combat with this guy, but we'll see. Yeah, they should be able to handle everything before it actually gets over here. Of course, with an army of Bison and Malwyns, it's only going to get even more brutal. I'm hoping that once I get mutated Malwyns, I might even be able to complete an Alpha Defense Outpost, but we'll see. Honestly, my biggest concern would be the boss. The boss of these things just has so much health, and they are really susceptible to knockback, at least when you're using Ostlons and Bison, and so they'll commonly just throw the boss outside of the mission area. And unlike attack outposts, where if you go outside of the area, you can still come back in, on defense outposts, if there is no one in the area, then it completely stops the mission completely. So I have to stay in here, but at the same time, they're actively pushing the boss outside, and I did not grab the right pair. Oh, never mind, I did. I need to name them. But yeah, so I'm hoping that they'll eventually add some kind of border where the bosses are incapable of going outside of that border, particularly by knockback, but just in general, just to make them a little bit more manageable, because I never thought that I'd say this, but knockback is actually more of a problem than a benefit when it comes to these things, and I did not put up extra turrets, so well, that's fine. Honestly, they do 2% of the work. I'm not really concerned about the need for them, but hopefully we don't go ahead and get a Bronto. There we go. See, I'm not hearing anything right now, so I think we're doing okay. The damage they do to the outpost is kind of insane, so yeah, I'm thinking we'll go ahead, We killed that Austin a lot faster than I thought we would. I thought that that'd be something at least a little bit interesting, but it turns out it's pretty much just going to be this defense outpost. Now I'll have to come up with some other challenge that I can take this guy on. Maybe we can go do an attack outpost. That could be interesting. Particularly, I could try a marksman's, because marksman's are particularly annoying because the boss of the marksman's teleports in. I hate him. I hate him for that, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Here, I need to move everyone. Unfortunately, they kind of all got themselves bunched up. Here, come on, guys. Can you move a little bit? Okay, stop. Alright, you guys need to come over to this side where the boss is going to show up. And I really should have put down a whole lot more turrets. That would have been smart. Oh, right, you're going to pull them over here. Stop following me for a second. Drop down the auto turret, and I think I'll just drop down some plant species just to go ahead and slow anything down.
But they do their part to slow down invaders.
Oh well. Like I said, the actual turrets that you use, they're not really that helpful once you get to the higher ends. They don't really do enough damage. Honestly, I think the ones that'll be better for beta and alpha are the ones that buff your own creatures. And where'd the other one go? Is he stuck? Oh, he just decided to stop following me altogether. Come on. You make this fast, okay? Boss is going to be here any minute. You're not exactly a smart monkey. There we go. Alright. Well, I guess I'm not going to actually get to set up much more defenses, so I'll just stay here in the middle so I can micromanage both sides. Just keep an eye on everything. I think we'll be fine, though. I'm not too concerned. Which probably means I'm going to lose horribly. Yep. Knew it. Alright. Can you guys clear the area out? Come on. I can't hit it. There we go. Okay. Bronto is dead. I need to reload this because there's probably going to be another one on this side, I'm guessing. No, but there is a mammoth. How did you get through? Maybe those turrets actually did do something. Are we still taking damage? No, I think we're good. Oh, another Bronto. I was not paying attention to that. There we go. Alright. Outpost looks good. I think I can now focus on just trying to kill Theris. So we'll go ahead and just apply the stacks. Well, let me... Oh, can I not go ahead and apply them to him? Are you kidding me? That's... Okay, that's dumb. Looks like he's immune to the status effects. Okay, I need to go over here and... Okay, that's nice, but now we're gonna hit him towards exactly what we don't want to hit him towards, please. Okay, so I guess they're immune to status effects this way, so... I guess good to know, but also not what I wanted to hear. How are things going? Is he gonna die before the outpost? I think he is. Maybe not. Okay, I'm getting concerned. Where is he? There he is. Help out a little bit. Come on, pit him. There we go. Yeah, I gotta admit, Ostons are a little bit overpowered. I'm really excited to mutate these things at some point. I'm really hoping that I can do that this time around, but we'll see. Let me just crack this thing open, and here, I'll just go ahead and drop my stuff on the ground. Oh, yeah, one other thing I want to mention. Apparently, if you have a quest to tame herbivores, thralls apparently count towards that, so... Yeah, if you want to go ahead and tame herbivores, do outposts, is you can get both loot like that. That's really nice to have, in addition to the herbivores, so... Alright, I wish that was a blueprint, but, I mean, they'll still work, and I do want to keep that heavy auto turret. I've been setting up turrets around my base just to be safe. Here, let me just drop all the stuff I care about in you. I want to keep all the curse stuff and tech stuff, just because heavy auto turret, I will keep that. I don't really think I need the rest of this, though. Now, I'll grind the flamethrower, that'll be helpful. Though, as usual, nothing really too helpful out of these things, so a little bit unfortunate. Here, let me take this back now. And we have an archer and a warden, so nothing too great. Just pick up all the Ocedons. And yeah, honestly, I'm trying to think on what else I want to do, and I'm kind of thinking I might want to go try and run a resource cache to get this guy a bunch of experience. Because I do want to get him a decent amount of XP, especially in the health department. Let's see how much we actually get per level. I think that's around a little bit over 500. That's a good amount of health. That's a pretty good amount of health. So, yeah, honestly, I'm liking these things. Only used one for, I don't know how long it's been. Not very long, but I'm already starting to really like these things, so. Yeah, honestly, maybe I'll go ahead and fight the Lost King a lot sooner than I thought. Maybe I'll fight him with Malwyns before I fight him with Ocedons, so. Yeah, I want to quickly go ahead, heal this guy up, and then I'm going to go find a, resource cache, and then we can go ahead and get this guy a little bit of XP, and then maybe we can do a attack outpost with him just to see if we can affect the bosses of those, or if I'm gonna have to just accept that they're not really gonna be that helpful for dealing with bosses. But yeah, I will bring you guys back when we are ready to start the resource cache. Okay, so I've been out looking for a resource cache for quite a while now, and I haven't been able to find one, but I did find this guy. So I think we're going to go ahead and try to use him, because he should be able to give me a decent amount of XP for killing him. So I'll just pull out the Malwyn. There we go. And hopefully this goes well. We'll see, I guess. I guess I should probably open up by starting this, shouldn't I? There we go. Just apply the max stacks of the debuff. There we go. And let's also switch over to this one really quick, if I can. Looks like I can only have one on him at a time. Or am I able to switch it to this one? Okay, no, I can apply both. So there we go. We have max stacks of both. So now I should hopefully be able to do a bunch of damage as well as heal from everything I damage him with. And I'm guessing I could probably also do this for a bunch of damage. And it looks like the stacks stay. Okay, that's good. And of course, thanks to the ridiculous amount of thanks to the crazy saddle, we're not really taking a lot of damage. Need to make sure. Okay, yep. Can I teleport him again? Okay, there we go. Bunch of damage. I wish that there was a more obvious cooldown for that. It's really nice that the stacks do stay, though. Though I wonder if they have like a duration before they wear off or anything. Also, why is my why is my Malwyn just the saddle? Alright. I'm gonna assume that's normal. Maybe now it'll... Yeah, there we go. And of course, now that I realize that I can go ahead and use my shotgun a bunch. Though that's not gonna give the Malwyn the XP, so... Make sure we keep doing it that way. And there we go. Pull out our portal, our warp attack. Okay, yeah, having like 20 of these things all working together would be pretty crazy, so... I honestly might attempt to fight the Lost King that way. I might attempt to do it on beta, because I do have a quest to go ahead and complete the Lost King on beta, because for whatever reason, going ahead and getting this Malwyn didn't work towards that milestone. Kind of the whole reason I wanted to get a Malwyn so badly was because it's really the only milestone that sounds doable at this point for my Lost Colony section. I might need to get out of the water. Here, actually, let's just try this. There we go. He should be almost dead, I think. I'll definitely need to go ahead and start pumping some points into, damage. Yeah, I mean, we're out healing him, so... Honestly, these things might be really good against Grendel. May have to have a... After I've done mutating these things, maybe I'll have to do a little bit of a crossover to go take out Grendel with these things. We'll see. Maybe I'll do that when I'm done with Lost Colony and waiting for whatever the next map is, or... Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm still on Lost Colony when Gen 1 does come out, so... We'll see. But I might bring these guys. The Karna stole my kill. Are you kidding me? The stupid Karna stole the kill. You know, I don't even need that. Alright. I think I did see another one around here, though. So, hold on. Let me go check that. Oh, never mind. We have a resource cache. And... Oh... This is a bad idea. This is a really, really bad idea. This is an alpha one, so... You know what? I'm gonna give it a shot. Again, I don't care about clearing it, I just need a ton of experience, and this is probably about the best way to go ahead and try to farm it. Alright. Hopefully nothing tries to attack me directly. And hopefully I can just run away if they do. Okay, there's immediately hellos on me. Alright, let's see if we can handle this. Honestly, with the good saddle, I'm not actually taking that much damage. Oh, no, 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 no. Not if there's a bison. Bison is not worth it. Oh, yeah, no. I'm not going to even attempt this if there's bison over there. I'll just farm off these guys. Our damage isn't nearly as good as we're going to need it to be to take this thing on. I think I'm going to have to save alphas for later. Just want to keep an eye on my experience, though, and see how high it goes up when I finally kill one of these things. Jeez, that was like almost 3k off of, what was that, a Hyaenon? Trikes aren't really giving anything. I guess Hyaenons probably give a lot more experience than a Trike does. Oh, what about this aloe? Man, it's gonna tank way too much. Yeah, honestly, I think it'd be better if I just try to go find something else to take on. These are just way too difficult to do on alpha for at least a solo Malwyn. I might be able to pull it off with an army of Ocedons, but I wouldn't get like any of the XP, so yeah. I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to go ahead and find another one. Let me see. Oh, we have 27 levels on the Malwyn, though, so that's good. That will probably be enough for now. Here, let's just make sure that we're safe, then I can go ahead and pump these levels into him. I think 25k should do pretty good for now, right? I mean, that's 25 levels, that's pretty good. Get a little bit of damage. Yeah, I'll have to go find another resource cache to get some more XP at some point, but now I think I want to go ahead and just go take out an attack outpost just to finish this episode off. Probably going to be a little bit shorter because of that, but honestly, I'm kind of busy working on some bigger plans. I'm hoping that next episode can either be a project that I've been hoping to get done for quite some time, or ooh, might have to come back for him. Or my Veilwind mutations will finally be done, and then we can actually see what a mutated Malwyn is capable of. Honestly, I'm pretty anxious to see if these things are going to be as strong as I'm hoping they are. I really do want to potentially take these things up against the Lost King, but at the very least, I'm going to need to farm 20 Volpites to even attempt that, and a ton of other things to go ahead and fight the Lost King, even to make the portal. So Yeah, I will quickly go find us a good outpost to go ahead and run, and I'm gonna head back and grab all my bison and stuff, heal up my Malwyn, and then we can go finish off this episode and try to take on an outpost and see if Malwyns are able to go ahead and debuff the bosses of attack outposts or not. So hopefully it can, but we'll just have to wait and see. So I'll bring us back when I'm at an attack outpost. Alright, so we're here right outside a beta. I think it's a breeding pit. For whatever reason, the icon that shows up doesn't show up for me anymore. And I have my Malwyn following me and on ignore whistles, and I have my army of bisons and ostodons, and I have a pair of thylas in there. Unfortunately, I kind of forgot that the ostodons are kind of a little bit low health after that beta defense outpost, so hopefully things go well. Hopefully this doesn't end in everything dying, but we're just gonna go ahead and give it a shot. I think we're gonna be okay. I've handled a couple of these things before, and I think as long as I disable this herds quickly, I think we should be able to handle this thing, and fortunately I'm pretty familiar with the breeding pit's layout, with how many of them I've had to take down as of recent, so we'll make sure everyone's on neutral to go ahead and take everything out. You just trash as much of this stuff as I can. Fortunately, A-Bomb is really good at this, so he's gotten a lot of experience, both video game experience and I guess more literal experience from doing these things, so I don't know why I can't go ahead and break this staircase. There we go. Fortunately, the Malwyn's kind of getting me stuck on things, so yeah, we might have some problems here. Hey, Bison, can you guys take that out? I need to get out of here. These turrets are going to start being a problem. There we go. I think this is the last generator. Yeah, there we go. Oh, there's one.
You have more thralls heading this way.
Right over here. Come on. And, okay. Sounds like everything's quiet, so I think we did get everything finally. I just gotta go ahead and break all these structures. Unfortunately, this seems to be a really big one, so I've also been noticing, I've noticed this only with breeding pits, that sometimes the outpost will go ahead and break, and after you've gone ahead and broken all the structures and killed all the enemies, the boss still won't spawn. I really only remember this happening in one particular location, so I don't know if it is based off that location, and yeah, it looks like we lost one of our ostodons. That's not good. But anyway, just a bit of a warning, sometimes the outpost can go ahead and break, so do be a little bit careful for that. Unfortunately, our ostodons kind of make up 90% of our effective damage, and I just now remember that if this is a breeding pit, I'm not actually going to want to be on my Malwyn.
Guess you'll just have
Well.
to keep swatting them down.
Oh wait, never mind, I forgot. Never mind. I forgot that the Malwyn does have the ability to take out flyers pretty easily, so looks like these guys could use our help.
More are on their way.
Let's see. Looks like another one of the ostodons is going to go down here pretty soon. I hope that my Malwyn's still following me. I'd really rather not lose him, but honestly, I should have known better than coming in here without everything at topped up health, but oh well, it'll be fine. Just gives me an excuse to go ahead and grow up more ostodons, which I did plan on doing anyway. I want to make a lot of backups. But there should be every structure here pretty soon, which means that no more thralls should be able to spawn. Actually, this tower has a ton of health. Holy cow. Oh, there goes a bison. Jump. Come on. Turn me around. Jeez. Seeing a lot more orange, yellow numbers than I am green. And yeah, there's a broken turret. Normally, that's a sign that things are going to break. Oh, there's still more structures? Let me get over there. We got one of these, and it's the last one. Over here. And our spike wall. And there goes another bison. 51 enemies. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if we're gonna be able to pull this one off. There's too many enemies around here. I'll start helping out. Honestly, now that the turrets are out of the way, I might switch over to my Malwyn. I'm gonna do it. Here. Perfect. There we go. Alright. A-bomb. You can go on neutral. Let's see. Hopefully now we can start getting through everything a lot faster. Here, where is that guy? Yep. Can't really hit him. There we go. We hit him a little bit. Perfect. Okay, looks like we're starting to cut through everything slowly. Hopefully we don't end up losing too much more. Okay, that bison, I'm gonna be honest, he's as good as dead. I'm not expecting him to survive that, so... Let's see, where are the rest of them? Oh. Is he actually... Wow. I mean, obviously I helped in the end, but still, they handled that pretty well. Really hope he doesn't die. He deserves a medal. Okay, where are the rest of the enemies, though? Where are they? There's 9 more of them, so... Being a little bit concerned this one broke on me. Here. Any thralls nearby? Okay, that's in the city, but this is one particular kind of thrall, so, I think that's a gunslinger. What about... Oh, here we go. See some markers showing up. What the... What is that? Or are they ones in the air? They are. Okay, okay, let's turn that off. Why? I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get that guy. He's so high in the air, let me see. Is there any chance that I can throw out my Desmodus? Okay, I can for whatever reason. Here we go. Okay, that's perfectly normal. That's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Okay, now on to the boss. I hate this thing. Fortunately, I now have a way to go ahead and knock it out of the sky. Forgot about this. Forgot that that's a risk. I'll be fine. Well, Malwyn. Glad I brought a glide suit. But you knock this thing out of the air. Come on. Really hard to hit him. There we go. There is not enough words in the English dictionary to describe how much I hate this boss. Nothing is more annoying than a boss that wins surely because it stalls for time. Fortunately, it's been downed, and it looks like it has absolutely no idea how to handle fighting on the ground now. I think it's just trying to fly away, but because it can't fly because we grounded it, we might be okay. Is it back up in the air now? Here, guys. Come over here. Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Oh, wait, no, it's on the ground still. There we go. Pull it back in range, please. I'm stuck now. Okay, can I go ahead and teleport? Yes, I can. There. Try it now. Okay. Maybe not. This thing may be a little bit buggy. Here, everyone, over here. just get a good angle on it for a little bit so I can go ahead and apply our vulnerability. We're at max fatigue. And our vulnerability's going up. There we go. Almost there. And, alright, take him out. Try and get behind it, and there we go. Alright. Hopefully the Bison can launch it back in range. There we go. Once the Desmodus goes down, though, just be the actual bounty hunter, and I'm not concerned about that. Okay, definitely can confirm, though, Malwyns are the best way to handle breeding pits. Once you get the actual outpost down, I mean, it looks like the Desmodus doesn't even know how to fight back, from the looks of it. It doesn't know what to do when it's forced to get knocked out of the sky, so I would highly recommend bringing a Malwyn, because while Reaper can temporarily knock it out of the sky, this can permanently knock one out of the sky, so yeah, I'm very glad I went ahead and got this thing, and now I'm very glad that went ahead and got a breeding pits as opposed to any other outpost. Unfortunately, there's no way I'm going to be able to hit it with fatigue or anything. I mean, I don't even know where it is. There we go. Here, let me just pick everyone up. We did lose, what was it, one Oceanon and I want to say 3 Bison? 2 Bison, 1 Oceanon, that's alright. That's honestly, that's not that bad. All things considered, that really isn't too much. I guess we can grab the saddles. We're missing one of the Bison saddles, so I'll just grab the Oceanon, that way I don't have to make it again, and then I'll grab all the hide. Ooh. It's only primitive. I'll go get that some other time. And, oh, right, forgot. Oh, my Drakeling has them. Never mind. Where's all the hide? Come on. There we go. Oh, wasn't as much as I was hoping. Okay, now we can actually go open the vault. Sorry. And I guess I tripped the Trank trap. Hold up, what level are you? 25, don't care. Alright. Let's see if we get anything good out of this. I doubt it. I'm gonna be a little bit upset if I get our Bloodforge. Greater Mobile, don't think that's one I really care about. Alright, since this is a breeding pit, you're mostly just gonna be getting saddles and stuff out of this, so I'd like if I could get a good blueprint. I guess Mastercraft Compound Bow is not awful. Yeah, we're just gonna get taming stuff in. That's a really good find. That's a really good find. Okay, I will definitely be keeping that, and I will... I mean, I have a better Malwyn saddle than that, so yeah, I'll just go ahead and drop it. Let's see. Effects cannot drop your speed below 60%. I don't really need that. Cannibalizing, no. We're sure is no. Alright, I think we'll just keep the kibble. And not the cryopod, the kibble. Where is it? There it is. And I think the rest of this can be dropped. I'll take that too. And as for our thralls we got a really high level warden and a pretty decently leveled enforcer. That's not that bad. But yeah, okay, after all that, I think I can pretty comfortably say Malwyn may be my new favorite creature from the DLC. This thing, I mean, it's a powerhouse just on its own. I mean, a base damage of 60, and with health able to scale that high with that little points, I mean, that's really good. And adding in the ridiculous damage, plus that good health, plus its abilities, and the ability to use weapons on the back of it, this thing honestly kind of ticks all the boxes for me to be, like, my new favorite creature, so I think I will actually try to go ahead and take on the Lost King with these things. At the very least for a reconnaissance run, I want to go ahead and experience the fight before I go ahead and really commit to trying to fight him. I'll still probably bring most of the good stuff just on the off chance I actually can take him out, but I will definitely not be expecting to win. For that, I will bring the Oceanons and not the Malwyns, but I do want to see how they'll do against him, and I just want to learn the boss fight to begin with, because I haven't seen anything other than the fact that people say he's one of the hardest, if not the hardest bosses in the entire history of the game, which, I mean, I thought the Master Controller was pretty bad, but that's also because I played solo, and the Master Controller is pretty hard when you're solo. But, yeah, I guess I'll have to wait and see. But yeah, honestly, I really recommend getting one of these. It's a pain, sure. I definitely learned that the hard way. It is really rare to get a Bloodforge, but if you can go ahead and get one, then these things are a really good creature to have. I honestly think that they should go ahead and add some system to be able to gain access to the Lost's own Bloodforges. Maybe if you go ahead and do enough defense outposts, then you'll start gaining positive reputation stacks towards them, and they'll eventually allow you to use Bloodforges that are in the city, and that can of course be used to get yourself a corrupted Volpite, just so you can go ahead and have an easier way to get these things, because it is so difficult to get them, and the fact that you have to go ahead and complete, I mean I could probably actually take a look with all the thralls I have to try and calculate how many outposts I've done, but I don't know. It's really hard to get the exact number. I've done a ton of them, and it took me forever to go ahead and get one. I'd say probably about 40 of them for a single Bloodforge, so that's like, what, 2% drop rate on outposts in general, and of course it might depend on what outpost you're doing, but fortunately, they do stay powered for a long time, and their utility, I mean, it's pretty decent. The ability to go ahead and reinforce your items is pretty nice. I think that's a really cool idea, though personally I would have liked if there was an option to make your items cursed, but I understand why they didn't add that, as that's probably a little bit too overpowered. But yeah, honestly, really nice creature. I do recommend it, even though it's a lot of grind, but if you do end up getting a Bloodforge, definitely go for one. And like I said at the very start, you can get the Bloodforge off of a Large Gamma Outpost. That's where I got it, so I'm assuming you can probably get from anything higher than that, so any betas and alphas and possibly even gamma, mediums, and smalls. So I'd recommend just running whatever ones you find, because you might be able to find it. And yeah, hopefully, if I do ever find another Bloodforge from something else, I will try to remember to give an update somehow, maybe in a future video, but yeah, anyway, bit of a shorter one, I think. I'll have to go ahead and see, but yeah, I think that's been a really fun one, testing out this new creature. I think it's the last one I actually have for Lost Colony, so I think we've been over every single creature, and definitely one of my favorites, if not my absolute favorite. But anyway, that's going to be it for this one, so thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, farewell.